country road, take me home to a backwoods creek down a long dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong. I represent the country, yeah, I love the slums. Raised off in the sticks, man, this is where I come from. Love crackling cornbread, collar and corn-fed. Southern by the grace of God, and when I'm gone, country dead. I ride them dirt roads, sometime to reach that destination. Ducked off in Jones Wood, it's like I'm always on vacation. Blaze up the bonfire, calling up my country folk. Just build up that mason jar, light the pine and take a smoke. It's all good, we all fine. Big Marcus brought the moonshine. Kid Rock in the dashboard, peaches shaking in the moonlight. It's something about them back roads stretching out across the county line. It takes me back to my days of young when my grandma was my sunshine. I love all the things that the country bring. Backwood riding little country lane on the front porch with my girl and kids. Cause the smell of beneath the country rain may not mean that much to some, but to me it's where my heart belongs. I'm calling on them country roads, them the ones that take me home. Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek, down a long dirt road, sideways down that old dirt road. If it means no headstone, at least I'll be where I belong.
Them country roads mean a lot to me. Georgia mountains, Carolinas, Cherokee, Smoky Mountains in the hills of Tennessee. If you're like me, you probably agree. It's like something good, like something sweet, like something great, like Mama's tea. Raised to be how I wanted to be. At the end of the road, the sun sets for free. Not trying to put down no city, but these country roads are so pretty. Times I feel so young for what I know, and there's no place like home. I like to hear some creek water flowing down. That's the road I'm going. Hell yeah, that's where I belong. While we're getting there, we all singing along.
Country road, take me home, to a backwoods creek, down a long dirt road.
morning and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. BJ, Bryce, welcome to the booth. This is the Cup Series.
Hey, let's do it.
Final race of the week, and it's Daytona. Can't get any better than this.
Definitely. Something fun. We're going. We just got to fix Mikey Neal Jr.'s camera real quick, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Got that. Let's see here.
We'll work on that. 28 drivers tonight signed in to race. Take a quick look at our points going into tonight. Everybody is locked in, so we'll look at the points, and then Bryce will have to mention the playoffs, how they are looking. So going into tonight, we've got Alex Huffman, leading the points. Aaron Smith in second. Cedric Hunter third. Brandon Holder fourth. And David Farmer in fifth. Now everybody down through top 16, if I'm not mistaken, Bryce is locked in.
Yeah, so the 17th driver of Ryan Patty in points does not have enough races in the season to be eligible for the playoffs. And everything underneath Ryan Patty, after looking at it and talking to people in the upper ups here at Bluegrass iRacing Series, they all are in agreement that no one behind Ryan Patty is also eligible. For everyone above Ryan Patty, congratulations. Since you will start this race, everyone's locked in the playoffs.
And those drivers being the five I just mentioned: Jonathan Cogswell, Matt Grenier, Scott Fritz, Doug Newbigging, Ryan Campbell, Frankie Barroso, Gabriel Ellison, Mikey Neal Jr., Brian Terry, Jason Bridges, and Brandon Zimmerman are the top 16 drivers. Qualifying currently underway already here tonight.
I don't expect a lot of qualifiers tonight, just like the Xfinity Series last night. A lot of us didn't go out and qualify. I ended up doing qualifying, but I expect a lot of them not to take this opportunity to get some laps in, because it's really a risk when you qualify and get in that middle pack. It's a rat's nest in there.
Oh, is that what you call
it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I ain't scared of no rat's nest, that's for sure.
Well, you see, I have this philosophy. If you're at a super speedway and you want to get some more practice laps in, but you're at any track really, but you don't want to put a time down, get you a little off track during your 2 laps, or just rub the wall just enough to get a 0x, and then continue driving.
That is very true. You can do that.
Well, Jonathan Cogswell out on the track in the 27 from Plainsfield. Also on the track in the 84s, David Farber, Tony Iverson, Jason Bridges, and Matt Grenier there in the 15. So, Jonathan Cogswell comes across the line there. He's second quick. Grenier top of the charts. Look at David Farber. There is Tony Iverson. Iverson raced last night. He goes quick time with a 50.27. Had a little mishap. Beginning of the first stage of the Xfinity Series. Bringing out the first caution last night. Him in the 6 of Radnir, yep. Look at Jason Bridges go quick time in that 34 machine down from Houston. So your top 5 look like this: Jason Bridges, Tony Iverson, David Farber, Matt Grenier, and Jonathan Cogswell, your top 5.
Last night in the Xfinity Series, you mentioned Tony Iverson had that mishap, but he did find himself back up towards the front, along with the 34 of Jason Bridges. Had a fantastic night last night, rolled off with the I can't remember. I had it on the tip of my tongue, Aaron. Then I started to say it, and I can't remember where he finished, but he had a really good run going for him last night. Scott Fritz was able to come home with the win, however, and lock in the regular season championship. And I look forward to seeing Iverson and Bridges have another good night here tonight. Also out on track right now, we've got the 77 of Gabriel Ellison out for his out lap. Team there running the high side, trying to build up as much momentum as he possibly can. Gears being really long here at Daytona. Drivers like to run the high side to try to build up their momentum, build up as much speed as possible, because it takes a little bit longer to get to the top end of your gear so that you can get all the speed out of it, and then they'll bring it down towards the bottom of the track. You see there, he comes down through the tri-oval.
Look at Jonathan Cogswell. He goes top of the charts with a 49.93. Farmer, Grenier, Bridges, and Iverson, your top 5.
And not to mention there, BJ, you mentioned, these longer gears, but they also are adding a gear too. Remember, these cars go up to 5th gear now instead of the normal 4 as in the trucks and Xfinity. Then they have an extra gear to work with.
Well, also tonight in attendance is Keith Hackney in his 3rd race of the week. And BJ, right before we went on air, I told you something. What did I tell you? Gabriel Ellison goes top of the chart. So what did I tell you?
Right before we went on air?
Yeah. Yeah. What did I tell you?
That we had Scott Fritz on camera?
No. About the drivers in the booth. What did I tell you?
Oh. That I'm the best, obviously.
We have some names that haven't been in here for almost 3/4 of the season now.
As you're looking on board, Scott Fritz qualified, looking at his all board, and you can see his cam there. He's a chit-chat.
Looks relaxed.
He does. From Glittertown. LRA, CFM, Jewel C, Speed Shop, Mid-South, Mafia. We're going to take a lap around with him here as he just to qualify. Won last night, again, as they said, in the Xfinity Series. While they're talking, also Center Cutter is on track. Bo Abbott in the 48. So while BJ just came in, I see out of the 2 drivers in the booth tonight, I was the best this week.
All right, I'll give you that.
No comment.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing the number 9 in the top 5 at all last night, so I'm just saying.
Oh,
I was coming.
Fritz goes the 7th quick.
So the 88 dumped me. There's some drivers that have connected that I haven't seen in a while here, Steve. You got Garrett Pitt connected, Landon Huffman connected, and James Seawright all have connected. I think I've ever seen these names since like week 2 or 3 this season.
I don't remember seeing Seawright since the last time we ran a super speedway, which was the first race of the season. So it's nice to see him back on track. Also out on track, though, we've got Sacramento, California's Mo Abbott. Had a pretty good run going for him last night. Was able to roll off a podium in the Xfinity Series. Now he's in. He must be trying that banana yellow luck that Aaron Smith has been carrying with him all season.
And actually, I have some breaking news on Aaron Smith, actually.
Oh?
Yeah, it is on our episode 3 of our Bluegrass Race podcast that comes out every week. However, Aaron Smith may or may not be returning to Bluegrass iRacing Series.
That's right. I know why. I mean, is it a secret?
I don't know if it's it's not on the podcast, so it's not a secret.
Okay.
Can we say what it is? Because I'm curious now.
On track for Miami Shores, Florida, car number 12. It's Frankie Barroso racing. He raced with us last night.
Yes, he did. The reason he has not coming back is I believe he is racing in another league, is what I've been told.
Gotcha.
For I guess a different prize. I guess I don't.
Gotcha.
31.
Jason knows more about the details. So
there's the 31 pulling down the back straightaway. He's going to give it a restart. Garrett Pick on track now to 44.
He should not be qualifying.
Should have looked at.
Well, you know what? I should have qualified Monday night, and I didn't. I started dead last. Where'd you start, Bryce?
7th.
BJ, who was the hard charger that night of Monday night?
2 different races here.
I had more drivers. That's the thing.
Hey, I'm not doubting your ability on a super speedway where it's 95% luck there, Steve.
Garrett Pitt
I'm
goes
just saying.
to 5th quick. And I went a lap down not once, but twice. I have one of the iRacing mishaps of the season. How about that? My
There you
pit
go.
stop,
Yeah.
I overshot my pit stop because I had to get my cat chewed up the wire to the steering wheel or to the pedals.
Oh.
So I had to get a brand new set. I got the cheapest wheel and pedal set you can buy. Got that, put it on, and I told BJ, like, the brake don't want to work. Frankie Barroso, that 12 machine, he's currently running a 9th. But go down pit road, hit the brake, overshoot it. When it overshoots, I'm holding onto the steering wheel, trying to hit the brake harder to stop. The steering wheel comes off. Then what happens? I speed down pit road, put my steering wheel back on.
Oh, that's just one thing after another for you.
It was. All right, your qualifying results. It'll be Gabriel Ellison on the pole, Bo Abbott, Jonathan Cogswell, David Farmer, and Garrett Peck, your top 5. Are you ready for tonight's starting lineup here at Daytona?
Absolutely.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure this is playing. From the Mid-South, representing the Mid-South, the car number 77. It's Gabriel Ellison, your pole sitter tonight. To your outside, and the color teal racing car number 48. It's Bo Abbott.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Indiana. It's the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. To his outside, it's the 84 of David Farmer.
On the inside of row number 3, in the 44 machine, we got Garrett Pitt from Matthew Beeman Driving School. On his outside, Cedric Hunter in the 71 from Category 5 Esports.
In row number 5, or 4 tonight, representing Team New England, car number 15, it's Matt Grenier. And to his outside, the Tyler Berry Motorsports, car number 1. He won last night in the Xfinity Series. It's Scott Fritz.
Row number 5 on the inside from Texas Family Racing. It's the 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. To his outside, it's the 7 of Doug Newbigging.
On the inside of row number 6, we got Jason Bridges from High Side Hustlers. On his outside, we got James Seawright from Matthew Beeman Driving School.
Rode off on the 7th row to the inside, the High Side Hustler Motorsports. Car number 72 is Tony Iverson. And to his outside, we haven't seen him in a long time, the Matthew Beeman Driving School, car number 40, it's Landon Huffman.
Row number 8 on the inside of the Glove Box Motorsports, number 80, it's Ryan Campbell. To his outside, Team Syndicate number 8, Mikey Neal Jr.
Inside row number 9, driving the 2 machinists from Elite Motorsports is Alex Huffman. On his outside, driving the 31 car from Glovebox Motorsports, we got Brandon Holder.
Row number 10 to the inside, the Lucky Ducks. Car number 20 is Brendan Zimmerman. And to his outside, the Elite, car number 88, Justin Winters.
Row number 11 on the inside, Cornerstone Motorsports, number 76. And actually, that should be Glovebox Motorsports. Brad, if you're listening, please update your info. And there's going to be Brad Neal. To his outside, the Elite Motorsports, number 4, it's Adam Lancaster.
In row number 12, Alex Healy from Regulators, driving the 97 car. And his outside, we got Keith Hackney from Team No Love.
And then your next row, representing Rod Morris Racing, car number 67, it's Rod Morris Jr. And to his outside, the Earl Shaw Flex Motorsports, car number 94, Bobby Hall Jr.
Row number 14 on the inside, THR's 008, it's TJ Hanley. To his outside, the High Side Hustlers, number 29, it's Travis Twitty.
Starting 29th from the Mid-South, we got Brian Terry in the 13. From Flex Motorsports, starting 30th, we got Daniel Worthington. And rounding out your field tonight is Ryan Patty in 30.
All right, that is your starting lineup for the Bluegrass Cup Series here at Daytona. Place your picks. Boys, we're fixing to go green.
Gotta go Mo Abbott.
Who you go with?
David Farmer.
Let's see who I'll go with. Alex Huffman. You can do it, buddy. Green flag is out. We're racing here at Daytona. He said I put the jinx on him several times. Maybe I get some good juju tonight.
Side by side, perfect start between Gabriel Ellison and Mo Abbott. Nobody really had the advantage heading down into turn number 1. Side by side throughout the entire field. It is some tight pack racing. That is what they're known for here at Daytona. Down the back straightaway, the outside line gets the advantage, though. Mo Abbott's going to move down to the bottom, take the lead of the inside row. It's going to put him and David Farmer side by side for that lead position.
Well, we already saw a big moment already with the 2 leaders of David Farmer and the leader of Mo Abbott right there. You know, they tried to get separated there, and the bottom car of Mo Abbott got really loose on the backstretch. So good save by them too, as they are able to keep on trucking. But he still got movement up front.
Well, you're watching the onboard with Mikey Neal Jr. You saw him kind of move his right hand there, kind of move it back and forth. Hey, it's early in the race. Look at him. He's just trying to, the hands, they tighten up for you here at Daytona.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely get white knuckles here, especially in the middle of this pack. And these cars aren't warmed up yet. The tires aren't warm yet. There's still a little bit of handling to do with these cars. We got some big movers right now. I mean, I'm seeing some of these cars just weave throughout this field. And one thing, too, about these next-gen cars is they tandem draft really well, which means they can only have 2 cars, as we're 3 wide right now, middle of this pack here, Steve.
Definitely 3 wide. Now we're on board with Scott Fritz trying to battle for the lead as he's leading the high line there. Looking at 7,100, giving David Farmer a push. And the one machine is falling back.
Wrecking already, backstretch.
On board with Scott Fritz. When this happened, your first caution of the night.
That cannot be what they're wanting to see here on lap 3. It's just getting ready to mention driver of the 94, Bobby Hall Jr., already up 18 spots since the start of this race. We're only on lap 3, but drivers getting shuffled around quite a lot here early on in this race. Just see right there, Scott Fritz gets sandwiched in the wall at 27. Jonathan Cogswell, the 40 of Landon Huffman. Those drivers just getting together, shooting up into Scott Fritz. Unfortunate turn of events.
You look, the 27 and the 40, they just made contact and they had nowhere to go but up when they made contact. And Scott Fritz was just the lone person to get collected, huh?
Wrong place at the wrong time. Good job by everybody else, though, having a peace of mind to move down to the apron and make the safe move to get away from it. And I'll tell you one driver that he might need a new change of bridges. That's the 15 right there. He was right in the mix of that Matt Grenier. Right there, bumper right at the back of those guys.
And that whole team right there, the 40 of Landon Hussman, the 44 of Pick, and I don't remember who was the first car in line there. They were weaving and the whole way from the back of the field. Remember, they didn't qualify, so they started in the back of the field. They were, bobbing and weaving the whole first 3 laps, making really questionable moves here beginning of this race. And a lot of these drivers are showing their displeasure in our chat right now. It is not pretty.
Well, it's Daytona. Stuff is going to happen.
It's going to happen, but not this early.
Well, it can. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes the How do you say it?
Way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. Just the way it falls. I mean, you saw Fritz. I mean, he backed out so he wouldn't have a problem. And it actually led him into a problem.
Yeah, it sometimes you just get stuck. There's nothing you can do, nowhere you can go. Fritz now falls into that 28th position, one lap down. Unfortunate position for him, but
And he is
Tasha's here. Hey, Tasha.
manually disconnected. He is out of the race.
Tasha says she's here. You hear that? Hi, Tasha.
welcome back.
And I'm gonna be blatantly honest here, because
Were you jealous I had her
I
name
don't-
back
I
on
don't
my car
really-
instead of yours?
do what?
I said, what, was you jealous I had her name on the back of my truck instead of yours?
You're okay. If I'm gonna be honest here, that 44, the whole team right there, like what? That was just no, it just was very uncalled for. C. Wright, Pick, everybody, they just no, that was not called for. They've all been removed from the server now, so they've all been disqualified. So yeah, that's unfortunate, especially for Scott Fritz. You know, he won last night. He's really good at super speedways, and seeing him try to do the right thing, get out of Dodge, and the Dodge caught him. So you know, it sucks for him. I'm glad to see these other drivers removed from the session, but that was horrible. There's no excuse for that, especially this early in this race.
How did the Dodge catch them? There's no Dodges in the field. They're all Chevys, Fords, and Toyotas. Actually, we've only got one Toyota in the field tonight.
So what he's talking about is unsportsmanlike conduct, and they weren't involved, basically, in the wreck.
Yes.
Correct.
Basically, Fritz was the beneficiary of, let's put it in sports terms. So it's pretty much like a defensive lineman going after an offensive lineman and the running back getting knocked down. And that's pretty much what it's like.
Well, look
and
at this.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Mo Abbott bringing the field back to the green with David Farmer on his outside. Row number 2 be Gabriel Ellison and Brandon Zimmerman. That's not right. Oh, 15 and Matt Grenier. There you go. Brandon Zimmerman and Jonathan Cogswell in row number 3. The pace car makes that inside. Moves into the inside, into the pit road, and the field's in the hands of David Farmer there. Green flag is waving as we're back to racing here at Daytona with the Bluegrass Cup Series. Into turn number 1, the outside line as they're even going into turn number 1 as you see Abbott to the inside, Farmer to the out. Ellison side by side with Matt Grenier. Grenier giving a good push to the 84, David Farmer. Farmer has cleared Mo Abbott, but the 15 Grenier is not. Now you see him coming down. They finally cleared a 48. That's going to leave Jonathan Cogswell leading the outside group, getting pushed by Frankie Barroso, the 12 machine. Your race leader, the 84, as they come out turn number 4, down to the tri-oval. Outside line, look at Cogswell. He's gaining on him. But give it to David Farmer, leading lap number 7 here.
Grenier and Farmer have locked together, decided that they're going to run together. You can see the clear communication there between the two drivers, working their way forward enough so both of them can move to the bottom side. Good heads-up driving, good camaraderie right there to work together and make that precise move there. Give them the position. Jonathan Cogswell leading that outside line. That outside line is now falling back. Inside line is spaced out more than the outside line. I would expect the outside line the inside line to want to be struggling right now, but momentum just not there at the moment for the outside. You need to get down, get that side draft, get nose to tail, and get pushed. And there you see the second pack. Something very common here on super speedways, split apart pack to pack. And that is exactly what's already happening here after the restart, being led off right now by Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, after that first wreck, everyone kind of got a reality shock, and they would get calmed back down. But yeah, this front pack, you mentioned it. The bottom line had the momentum there, and they had more cars. You know, they were a little bit more spaced out. They had more cars, but as we're seeing on screen right now, the top line is starting to come back. They're getting more cars up there. They're getting a little bit tighter, more organized, and they're coming off of turn number 4. Only for Matt Grenier in second place. I do also want to point out one thing. Matt Grenier and David Farmer are both teammates. So they're in a Discord right now communicating with each other. So teammates Tainman 1 and 2. And I want to point out earlier something too is whenever Matt Grenier and David Farmer made that pass for the lead and would go 1 and 2, that's what I was talking about earlier. The 2 tandem drafts right now that you can able. We got caution or no trouble. He saved it. We're good.
He saves as
saved
we were
it.
on board with him.
Looked like a little bit of an apron bobble. They just clipped the apron a little bit, caused him to slide up and then come back down. That's Bobby Hall Jr. in the 94, able to hold on to it. Now he's going to try to lock back into the draft, try to catch back up. Second pack is coming on them very, very quickly, though. So we ride along with our drone here.
As you're looking back, the only Toyota in the field tonight, Keith Hackney, that black machine. There, looking pretty sharp. The team No Love on there.
It's interesting, you know, to see one Yoda in the field, but he's run Toyotas all year long. So even in the truck series, I think he ran Toyotas last night. So he's a Toyota loyalist. I have to respect that.
I can tell you this. His backup car was on fire. I can tell you that. It drove perfect for me. As we were
Did you receive any no love after the race?
No, I received no love during the last restart. Never mind. We ain't gonna go with that. Anyway, let's go to the cricket of Cam. All right, lap number 12 in the books. David Farmer, your race leader here at Daytona, being pushed by Matt Grenier. The outside lines being led by Jonathan Cogswell. He's in the fourth line there, being pushed by Jason Bridges in the 34 machine. As you see about turn number 2, they're 2x2. And then the second pack has doubled up too. And BJ, it might not be taking too long to catch back up to this lead pack.
No, it might not be, especially if they all get single filed out, which they are. More and more drivers are falling into that inside line, making the smart move and allowing them to all get in that draft and start pushing their way forward. They're doing just that, being led right now by Mikey Neal Jr. That second pack is on the move and is catching them very quickly. So we're right on board now with Brandon Holder.
Actually, it should be Mikey Neal Jr. and there we go. Look, I'm getting pushed by Holder there. Down the back straightaway. Look how calm he looks right now.
He's closer to his wheel than I do.
On lap number 14 out of 100 here at Daytona. As now you look out of his front windshield, you can see the lead pack ahead of him. It's lap number 14 in the books. We're on lap number 15.
Thing too about this lead pack too, Steve. I'm just watching different POV here. The top line is gone now. It's only have 3 cars in it. The bottom line now has momentum. As I say that, excuse me, the Jason Bridges and I believe that is Cogswell up front. Excuse me, yeah, Jonathan Cogswell. They made a little bit of move right there that allowed, they moved up a little bit right there, but they lost all that momentum as they enter turn number 3 and 4. But it's like on the straightaways, the top line has a little bit more momentum because they're on the higher speed side of the corner. However, the bottom line does regain the momentum there on the entry in the corner.
Well, the drivers, you look right now, they have 5 drivers to the outside line. The Cogswell is now gaining some spots up there as the outside line forms. You see Cogswell bridges the 97 of Alex Healy, and then you got the 69K of Hackney and a 113, I believe, that is, of Daniel Worthington. Trying to make something happen to the outside line and look a little out there. There is Travis Twitty in that 29 machine.
He's looking to get that distant draft. Allows him to slowly gain more and more speed as he gets closer and closer. I'd allow him to get a little bit of a slingshot. If he gets a gap to the bottom side, he can move right back to the bottom, pick up a couple of spots by doing that. It's a good move when drivers start to spread out a little bit, which I expect to start seeing here soon.
Watch it right there.
Pitcher closing 2 laps.
The 15 takes the lead. Farmer getting pushed by Barroso. Farmer got a little loose there when he got that push. And now look at Jonathan Cogswell side by side with Grenier. As you see the 34 Bridges right behind him, giving a push. As they come down the first straightaway through to the trial as we complete lap number 17 here at Daytona.
Some good driving right now, but all of these drivers. But yeah, now there's another third driver of the teammate for David Farmer in the 15 of Matt Grenier. The 97 of Alex Healy has now entered the picture on the high line. He wants to be up there with the leaders, but we're with 3 wide right now with Jason Bridges, the 48 of Mo Abbott. A little bit of contact being made, contacts all over the place. Looks like they're able to get it all situated and figure back out. Mo Abbott dips down on that bottom line, and everyone's able to get safe and back to normal racing. That was a little hairy there, BJ.
Yeah, a little bit, but everybody's able to keep it on going. It's not exactly uncommon or unheard of here on super speedway, especially when drivers closer they race together, the faster they go. So they're gonna try to do that a little bit here and there. A lot of moving around, a lot of shaking. 2 laps to go here in the stage. First stage on lap number 20. So we'll be seeing that here momentarily. Look just how close Mo Abbott is to David Farmer right there, getting every bit of side draft that he possibly can, trying to get forward.
And there's the backpack. It's definitely coming. One mistake, and they're there. As we see the 48 of Mo Abbott is all over the place, pushing the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell is pushing Mo Abbott like he's never pushed anyone before. And Mo Abbott can barely hold on to this car right now, Steve.
Definitely, that car has been all over this track, that's for sure.
Yeah.
As I believe the white flag for stage number 1 is out. And now Mo Abbott goes to the inside for the lead. Jonathan Cogswell stuck up there on the high side as they come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Cogswell getting a good push by the 34. But the inside line right now is just too strong.
Here comes a move on the high side. We see Matt Grenier in the 94 of David Farmer. Now on the high lane, now Matt Grenier takes the lead. Now the second place of David Farmer now takes it. 27 is now in third. And Jason Bridges on the outside. Mo Abbott falls away to finishes P5. It's amazing how something changes the entry of turn 3 and 4.
That it definitely does. Coming home with the stage win, we got the 15 of Matt Grenier with the last second move through turns number 3 and 4. John Cogswell comes home as second. Jason Bridges third. Sorry. It's jumping around on me here. I'll take a quick look at it this way and I'll tell you exactly what it was. Matt Grenier coming home with the stage win. David Farmer second. John Cogswell fourth. Jason Bridges fifth. Mo Abbott sixth. Alex Healy 7th, Frankie Barroso 8th, Gabriel Ellison 9th, and Keith Hackney rounding out the top 10 here with the... Sorry, Brandon Zimmerman rounding out the top 10 here with stage number 1. I stopped one driver short.
Well, David Farber is down pit road. Ross, do you know why?
Interesting call, because I believe pits are closed still because they haven't caught the pace car. So I believe that's just an EOL penalty. So you start at the end of the field, come in, get they're gonna come in and get fresh tires and fuel here when they should come back around. Interesting strategy call, but I don't know if he's out of fuel or if he stayed out that last the first caution or what. That was very interesting there, Steve.
Definitely.
He did stay up in the front of the line quite a bit. So with as much as he stayed up at the front of the lines, there's a good chance that he might have been at the very limits of his fuel and coasting it into pit road. Everybody else behind not having to run full throttle the entire time. So there's a good chance that he was at the edge of his fuel limit there.
It's a good observation there, BJ. I'll give you that one.
All right, I'd like to thank the sponsors real quick. Roasted Jim's Coffee, Kinder Performance, Buck Kicker, Nacho Racing, Huffman Designs. Ross, bring us down pit road.
And Matt Grenier brings the field down pit road. And I believe all these drivers can come in, get 4 fresh tires of Goodyear Eagles. They come in and get a full fresh tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. As we should see the left sides go up on all these cars. As I know last night we pit on the stage break. Yep, left side goes up. I believe that's Cogswell. Left side goes up on the 77. Matt Grenier only gets fuel, it looks like. I didn't see any tires or his car move at all, so it's like he got fuel only. I would expect some right sides here only, too, because, you know, it's definitely not – it's not Atlanta. You know, wears the tires kind of like the Atlanta Super Speedway now does, but it does with these next-gen cars. You know, they're a lot more – the handling is a lot difficult. So I expect some right sides here as a strategy.
Well,
I
BJ,
support Matt Grenier's position.
why don't you try and see if you get a shout out with Matt Grenier? As we're under our first stage, Matt Grenier picking up the win. Mo Abbott coming out of pit second with Frankie Barroso, Alex Healy, Jason Bridges, your top 5, Jonathan Cogswell, Mike Udell Jr., Brandon Holder, and Keith Hackney, and Brad Deere, your top 10.
Well, we do not have Matt Grenier in Discord.
He is in DNA Speed. Oh, I'll be the only one that can see him. Maybe
Well, then you drag him.
Matt Grenier, this is the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you won the stage. You had an amazing move coming off of going into 3 and 4. Tell me what happened there.
Mo got ahead of steam and got in front of us, and you know, the top line didn't go, so I had my teammate pushing me, and I thought it was a good time to jump out of line, see if we can make something happen, hang him up by himself for a few hundred yards, and it paid off there.
Yeah, definitely. And your pit stop there, did you take tires all, or you just go fuel only?
I went fuel only.
Well, I got you. Well, congratulations on the stage. Hope to talk to you again by the end of this race.
Thank you, sir. Hope so.
And DNA Speed, correct?
Yes, sir. All the way at
There
the
you
bottom.
are. Yep, I found it. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is Matt Grenier, our stage winner. Mo Abbott taking the earlier pit stop. He's currently scored as the leader as we get set to come back to the green. Still interested to see whether or not he has to serve an end of the line penalty. Everything when we hit the 1 to green signal or 2 to green signal should be sending to the back. One or the other of those signals should be coming this time across the stripe. believe it'd be the one to green signal this time across the stripe, though.
I believe the lights are out. I think we're going racing this time.
We are.
Oh.
All right, as we're on board with Mikey Neal Jr. for this start. He won last week. Can he do it again this week? He already has 2 wins on the season, trying to go for his 3rd. Green flag is out here at Daytona.
Chevrolet crosses the stripe and heads to the high side. As soon as he crosses the stripe, drivers cannot change lanes until after the start finish line. That's exactly what he did. There's 1 spot, 2 spots. Now heading for 3 as he creeps up on the back of Brian Terry coming through turns number 1 and 2. Makes some good moves already. Good move to go to the high side when he did move his way forward. Now if they just tighten up there on the high side, he can get just a few more spots out of it possibly. Most every one of the drivers ahead of him already heading to the bottom. Bottom side's already tightening up, starting to get in formation, being led off right now by Grenier with Mo Abbott in second there.
As now we're seeing on screen, the top line now has a majority of the cars on the field. They have a little bit more momentum. You saw there on the backstretch, though, the bottom line's able to keep their positions. But however, the top line again is on the move. We have a new leader, Alex Healy. He has his teammate behind him, the 15 of Matt Grenier, the 48 of Mo Abbott behind the number 15. Jonathan Cogswell is on the outside of Mo Abbott. And, man, you see on the exit there, all these cars, they're everywhere on corner exits. So you know these cars aren't handling well.
And look at the sponsor of the 97. We saw the Truck Series. The Ass Blaster is back. The Ass Blaster 9000. Back with
You could not wait to see that again.
I have. He brought the Ass Blaster back. Congratulations to Alex Healy, your race leader. And that's right. If you need a clean ass, call the Ass Blasters.
Battle for the race lead right now. Jonathan Cogswell has him through turns number 1 and 2 on the outside of Alex Healy. Side by side for the front 6 rows. Everybody else, till you get a little further back, they've all fallen single file. Now Keith Hackney moves to the high side. He's the last car on that outside line. Outside's getting the momentum, getting the run. The Edwards Racing number 27 has the lead into turn 3. Inside, shorter way around the track to get the advantage through the turns. The momentum coming off the turns from the speed of the outside line prevails down the straightaways. Jonathan Cogswell will lead lap number 28. 7.
Sorry, BJ, go ahead.
You're good. I was just correcting myself.
As we saw again, the 2-car tandem draft, these cars are known for, especially in real life, even in real life, these cars can hook up 2 cars at a time, especially the first, second place cars. They can get out for a decent amount of time before the rest of the pack catches up here. But as we saw there, it happens in iRacing too. The 27 and 113 got together and able to push toward the lead, and both of them were able to clear the leader at the time, 97 of Alex Healy.
Cogswell, Worthington, Healy, Grenier, and Terry, your top 5 right now. Bobby Hall Jr. looking at 3 wide. Terry in the middle. God bless USA. Hold on tight.
Knew that was going to get sketchy with a car sitting in 3 wide in the middle by himself. I knew that was going to get sketchy. Just it was a matter of when. Really impressed by everybody to not wreck it right there. Saw the 84 of David Farmer. He got into the wall a little bit through turns 1 and 2.
I had flashbacks of the church race.
Right? Last lap, turn 4, pow!
That was a classic case of shuffling him out. That's what that was. But you can tell that completely just obliterated the momentum that Highline has. Now they have a lot of work to do to get everyone single fouled back out. As they're doing the same thing to the 94, of Bobby Hall Jr. is now getting shuffled out to the back.
Bobby Hall.
Contact! Oh, big contact! On my pick.
Ew.
Oh, boy.
And the green flag somehow
still going?
stays out.
lot of good drivers. Both of the in-car camera drivers are out of the race now. As we stay green with that, and more likely because the drivers kept going. None of them really stopped on the track there.
Nope, and everyone. Oh, sorry, go ahead, BJ.
So we had Mikey Neal Jr. nearly a full 90 degrees sideways up against the wall while other cars were going by at speeds. Really, really surprised.
And we'll take a
maybe not quite reach 90 degrees. See the angle of the right there, the angle of the 94, that should have brought out a caution. So right there would be a glitch in the system there to not throw the caution flag right there as sideways as the 94 was right there with drivers like Twitty coming through that. So really, really surprised to not see the yellow flag wave.
That is very true, but however, it looks like everyone was able to keep it going, and everyone was, after everything settled, they were all off the track, and none of them were sitting. So I can see why iRacing would not throw it there, but I 100% agree with you, BJ, that they should have thrown the caution there.
Well, you look right now, the 31 of Brandon Holder is your race leader, getting pushed by Keith Hackney on the outside line. There's Daniel Worthington giving Jonathan Cogswell a push on the inside. 4 cars on the top shelf. And a gaggle of cars down on the bottom. How about that? Look at Cedric Hunter go to the inside. Hunter side by side with a 31. Hunter takes the lead out of turn number 4. What a move by Cedric Hunter as they come through the trial here.
Absolutely. Good.
He saw the gap and he had the run. He took it and took that lead there, BJ.
Yes, he did. I was just going to mention 6 of our top 10 drivers are up double-digit positions. The least amount of positions forward being Brandon Holder at 14. Daniel Worthington sitting in 4th now with 25 spots forward for him. So these drivers all in the front pack have moved forward tremendously to get there and done the work to do it. Jonathan Cogswell currently up 1 position. Cedric Hunter up 5 positions to sit 1 and 2 right now. So there's a lot of good moving going on. Drivers moving forward quite a bit. And that big calamity that we saw moments ago, I think, had a lot to do with it. Now we have 2 very, very distinct packs separated by a very large amount.
Yep, that's just the beauty of super speedway racing. You know, sometimes you get cautions, sometimes you not. You know, I've been bit by some of these non-cautions before, and I'm also the benefactor. What's the word I'm looking for?
Benefactor.
There you go, benefactor of one of these non-cautions. So, you know, I feel for that backpack and nothing they could have done, and a lot of damaged race cars coming out of that.
You look at Alex Huffman running 14th, being pushed by Justin Winters. And the 14, there's Adam Lancaster. Lancaster, his race went south quickly last night, winning lap down very early. But raced with the lead pack all night long, BJ.
That's right, he definitely did. Got a good race going for him. Getting himself in position right now for a good finish here tonight. Look forward to seeing what he can do as he pushes. Is that right? 76. I was expecting a 6 out of Brad Neer. Yeah, that threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Brad Neer moves to the inside line as the outside is being led by Brandon Holder. Hackney and Holder go to the inside. That's going to leave Jason Bridges out there hanging with Daniel Worthington into 113. The inside line is formed really well. The 2 drivers on the outside, they're falling back.
Yeah, they definitely are. And you know, if these two top cars get down that bottom line, this can spell disaster for the second pack. And once these cars get single filed out, they will be flying. However, it looks like that's not going to be the case. Jason Bridges and Daniel Worthington are starting to fight back a little bit on the high side. You know, we might see a car or 2 jump up here, but if they find a way to come down and join this freight train, it's going to be hard for the second pack to catch them.
Well, Here's your race leader. There's a car, Bobby Hall Jr., all by his lonesome. Still in the lead lap. A little bit of damage on the back end of that car. And you know, huh?
Won't be on the lead lap for long.
Nope. But one thing he could do is pick up the lead draft and win the stage break. The second stage ends. If he stays with the lead pack there, he'll get his lap back.
Yes, you're absolutely right. He is now officially the first car one lap down. Was he the first car? Yeah,
Yes.
He's the first car one lap down. As long as he keeps clean, and it might be another wreck between now and the next caution, the next stage. There's another caution between now and the stage. He will get the lucky dog, so he needs to stay clean. Any amount of contact whatsoever, it can be a 1x, 2x, or 4x. He will be disqualified for that lucky dog position, so he needs to be clean and not touch anyone when the caution waves.
There he does. He joins the back of the pack. So, let's talk about this. The Tombstones. Two names, two drivers on those Tombstones are in this race.
Travis Woody and Bobby Hull Jr.
So it's still time to get interested here, even in the Cup Series, even though the rivalry going on in the trucks.
Yeah, I don't expect them to fight it out here in the Cup Series, just because this is our top division here in Bluegrass, and there's a lot of these. There's no points. You are correct.
For them, I'm just playing. No, but you're totally correct.
You're racing people in a whole nother division that have nothing to do and don't know nothing about what's going on in that truck series. So you keep it down in the truck series if I'm these two, because you don't want these Cup drivers coming at your throats, because I know they can and they will.
That'd be right.
Lead pack is single file. Oh, you saw Worthington got a little squiggle in there.
Green flag pit stops are being called out here, Steve.
Quite a few drivers calling pit stops. 5 laps to go here in the stage. The stage set at an odd point for their fuel games. They're getting right about the same as what we saw out of the trucks and the Xfinity cars. Right about that 20 lap markers where they're having to call it for their pits. Stage number 2 ends on lap 45. So these drivers coming down 5 to go in the stage. Be really interested to see what these guys go with and what their game plan is and who's going to try to make it. I think I'd probably take the gamble and try to make it.
Look at Bridges down pit road. Woohoo!
That had to be.
Yeah, it had to be a penalty. There was no way.
He was going in like a rocket.
Yeah, that is definitely a penalty right there.
So this time it's Keith Hackney, Worthington, Bridges, and Holder and Neer in pit road. As Brent Holder would lead that pack out. Here is Cedric Hunter, your race leader. Being pushed by...
sorry, Steve.
Being pushed by Jonathan Cogswell.
I expect here in the next couple laps, they're going to see the rest of the field come down as we have one solo driver. That's a bad news for him. However, we have a battle for the lead right now. The 76 of Cedric. Excuse me, he was 76. Ron Morris Jr. His numbers are flipped, darn it. The 76 of Ron Morris Jr. now takes the lead. The 97 of Healy's behind him. The 15 of Matt Grenier is battling for third place with Cedric Hunter. There is some more green flag pit stops starting to come out because we are heading into 2 laps to go left in this stage.
Matt Grenier's going to be under, or Jason Bridges rather, is going to be under very heavy penalty for that one. Came down pit road right about 20 miles an hour over his speed. Just 3 laps to go here in the stage. More drivers coming down pit road. You see there Cedric Hunter, Jonathan Cogswell, and the 77 of Gabriel Ellison all heading down pit road for their pit stop before the end of the stage.
I expect them to only run fuel only here. Come down and get tires at the end of the stage. Don't get tires here at Daytona, especially on green flag pit stops for all those drivers.
Rod Morris Jr., Alex Healy, Matt Grenier, Mo Abbott, and Frankie Broso, your top 5 here at Daytona as we're on lap number 43.
Here comes leaders.
I never take tires on Daytona or Talladega anyways.
In the truck series, I never took tires the whole night.
I only took tires at the stage. That's about it.
Should I have taken tires?
Ah, you got 5th. I wasn't worried about it.
Nah. At least Xfinity cars are always a handful, so I always took tires, especially on stage, because you can. Why not, right?
Right. Well, the 48 of Mo Abbott is your race leader. All by his lonesome out there, way out in front. And there is Matt Grenier in second coming off of pit road. There's Cedric Hunter.
You mentioned Mo Abbott way out in front. He is way out in front, but you notice he was way off the pace compared to everybody else on the track, was letting cars ahead of him just run away from him. He's currently slowing it down, clutching it, doing whatever he's got to do, trying to make it to the end of the stage. He's going to be coasting it down pit road. By the way, it's looking right now. He's going to have a really, really tough time, especially as slow as he's going to have to go in order to make it to the end of the stage.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. Oh. Okay, he's I don't know where did he go leave or what happened? Just blinked.
I think it is.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
But yeah, I think we're seeing another potential strategy move here. You know, we saw Bobby Hall Jr. or not Bobby Hall. Who was the stage one? It was my pick. No, it was my pick. I forgot his name all of a sudden. Wow, I'm a horrible broadcaster.
That's not tough to get names, okay?
David Farmer. Yep, David Farmer. You know, you saw David Farmer come down pit road right as the caution waved, or one lap into caution. Pit road was still closed. We could see that again here with Mo Abbott. But as I say that, Cedric Hunter has closed the gap to 15 seconds and closing fast. It seems like I'm watching a time clock right now as he passes, Cedric Hunter closes in.
Look at the 48.
He's out of fuel. He has to be out of fuel.
There it is. I was going to say caution should have finished. Mo Abbott has crossed the stripe at the end of lap 45. So the caution flag has finally waved. Mo Abbott did win the stage, but it does appear as though he is out of fuel. He is just sputtering down the back straightaway right now.
Looks like he's
under power now.
He's under power.
He is just really saving coming to that checker.
Yeah. Yeah, that is for certain.
Abbott, Hunter, Ellison, Holder, Hackney, Coxwell, Grenier, Barroso, Morris, and Deere, your top 10 in stage number 2.
48's coming down. Same strategy.
Good job saving fuel there for Mo Abbott, taking it right to the edge of its very limits. I was wondering if anybody was going to try it. I didn't expect it to be Mo Abbott, but he did. Made it work. First car on the pit road, which will give him the lead position once again, coming to the restart unless he gets the EOL penalty.
Well,
about 50 to go when we come back to the green.
Well, if you think of it this way, it's taken us, we're not even halfway yet, but to get to lap number 47, it's taken us 50 minutes. So you think about it. We got another 50 minutes to go of racing with the Bluegrass Cup Series as we conclude the regular season championship tonight. Going to the playoffs, not next week because everybody's off next week, but we'll be back the week after with playoffs with the Bluegrass Cup Series.
I'm back
Yeah.
short track racing.
Yeah. All right, the driver's looking to come down pit road as the 80 leads him down pit road. That's Ryan Campbell, currently running in 22nd. So, how'd y'all like the in-car cameras with the drivers tonight? If you'd like to let us know, leave a comment there. Maybe we'll get your driver on. Monday night, we got to see me and Keith Hackney. Last night, BJ, who do we have?
Last night we had Nate Maurer and that one guy. He didn't really show up. It seemed like half the times. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Bryce,
Yeah.
Bryce Hunter. Tonight, the curse was on them. That's for sure. Mikey Neal Jr. and Scott Fritz, the only two drivers we had tonight. Tough luck for them. Hopefully, we can get them back on throughout the season, the rest of the season. Something new, something different. Here in Ultimate Dirt TV. As Holder is your race leader, with Keith Hackney in second in a 69 car. Then you got Ellison, Hunter, Cogswell, Abbott, Grenier, Morse, Neer, and Worthington, your top 10. So it looks like a 90 of Ryan Campbell. Well, he pitted, so he cannot be the lucky dog.
But we have caught up with our stage winner, though, the 48 of Mo Abbott. Mo, what a sketchy finish coming to the end of the stage on fuel.
We pulled it off. That was a crazy pit strategy at Daytona. Couldn't have done it without my teammate Frankie Barroso. And again, like I talked about yesterday, our strategy. And once we committed, we had to commit. So it was either going to work or not.
We're going to have right around 50 laps when we come back to the green. What's your game plan moving into the rest of this race?
Well, it's definitely going to try to be to keep the car in one piece. You know, we got to race smart, race with strategy, couple more good pit stops, and hopefully luck's on our side.
And we'll go ahead and give a quick shout out to anybody you want to give a shout out to, and we'll let you get back to her.
Yeah, just got to give a shout out to my buddy Frankie Barroso. Appreciate him pushing me there, helping me with the fuel strategy. Our other teammate Scott Fritz got taken out early. And yeah, give a shout out to the Bluegrass League and you guys for doing what you do every week. Appreciate you.
All right, well, good luck to you, and we'll get you back down with Frankie Barroso.
Thank you, guys.
Brendan Holder will bring the field to the green. Now you gotta wonder, if you're a Keith Hackney fan, does he go for it now or does he lay back? He's not racing for points. So I mean, he's not racing for points, so he can race up front, hard and heavy with these other drivers, or he can save it and try to go for the win at the end. What would you do, Bryce?
Boy, my gut is telling me to stay where he's at. He's in front row. It's one of the safest places on the track, or go in the back. But one that's nowhere here or there as he dives down to the second line, the bottom line right there. Now he's second place. But as there's green flags back out in the air, the top 6 drivers have all single filed out. The battle right now is for, I believe that's 8th and 9th place with Alex Healy and Ron Morse Jr.
As they come down the back straightaway, the 15 got pushed out there on the back straightaway as the inside line is formed. Look at Alex Healy now starting to close up on the 15. On the outside line, there's the 80 machine of Ryan Campbell there. Well, actually, now he got left out to dry on the outside because the other two went to the inside lane. Here you see the 94, he went a lap down. Still a lap down. Bobby Hall Jr. He has Travis Twitty ahead of him right there and Doug Dubigin. Doug Dubigin will be the next car to get a rave around if something happens. As you see, David Farber back on track in an 84 machine.
Bobby Hall is actually showing 2 laps down at the moment, so he's got himself into a little bit of trouble. There's quite a few comments being made about black flags having issues. It's currently still under review, but if they don't act quickly and get it taken care of, several of these drivers are going to end up getting disqualified by iRacing itself. Appears there's a little bit of controversy with the lucky dog position prior to that stage break, causing these guys to get the black flag. Moab's going to bring his car down pit road along with the 12 of Frankie Barroso to get rid of those black flags. Really sure what exactly happened there, but unfortunate for those drivers, they're going to be mired way back behind the field now.
Well, look at the inside line. It's a coming now. Being led by the 31 of Brandon Holder from Mammoth Springs, Arkansas. Being pushed by Keith Hackney from Calhoun, Georgia. The 77 of Gabriel Allison leading that top shelf. The top line there being pushed by Cedric Hunter. Coming to the line. Give it to Brandon Holder, your race leader. Good side-by-side action. The field looks a little calm now as before, unlike stage number 1. That's for sure.
Most definitely does. Half of the race to go here in stage number 2. We're currently on lap 53, so about 48 and a half laps to go, rather. 47 and a half, I mean. So quite a bit of racing to go, longer than the distance of both the first 2 stages. 3 wide right now for those second and third positions. This is the middle line. That's Ryan Campbell and Brad Neer getting shuffled back. Brad doing a good job right now not to have any contact. Now Brad Neer moves up the high side, leaves Ryan Campbell out to dry in the middle. Bit of a gap made.
We got a wreck. Healy's around.
Oh.
Brad Neer's around.
There is Alex Healy.
Oh, Steve's going to hear about it now. He told you not to pick him no more last week.
Huh?
He wasn't it him that said not to pick him no more?
No, that was
No, with
Huffman.
Huffman. That was Huffman. Wrong Alex.
I don't know what happened to Brad Deere, but let's rewind it a little bit more there. But he came and just body slammed 97. Makes contact with the outside wall with the stand at the line, I mean.
The heck happened there?
A little bit out of character for him. Just get up there into the wall. Doesn't look like there's any contact behind from anybody else. No, there really wasn't any contact from anybody. Just shuffling around from that 3 wide situation. Moved his way up to the high side. Got out of the middle of that 3 wide. And just hit the fan on that one for him.
I wonder if he had a mechanical failure or a screen failure or something, because that you don't see that type of stuff happen.
Not too
like
much.
that.
No.
Especially not out of a driver of Brad Neer's caliber.
He did just drop through internet, so it was like it might have been an internet issue for Brad Neer scraping the wall and coming down and collecting Alex Healy. So unfortunate for both those drivers, but as we see now the field comes down pit road. I expect a lot of fuel onlys here, BJ, because they just got these new tires put on, and I just don't see them getting tires here.
I wouldn't take tires anyways.
Some do, some don't. I say that. A couple cars, right side goes up.
I actually, it did work out for me, but I actually got a little upset with one of the drivers on my team. He sponsors me a lot of times when I do asphalt racing, and he put tires on my car, and I came down pit road, didn't say nothing to me. I hit pit road, and the right side of my car went up, and I was a little bit angry at him, but in the end, it worked out.
Did you finish
I would
in
have had
top
better.
5 like me?
I did. I did, in fact. I did, in fact. As long as I don't get taken out at tracks like Daytona, Talladega, I almost always have at least a top
Like
5
I was?
finish.
Twice?
Who are you? Who are you?
The Bluegrass Insider.
Well, my
Yes.
pick to win is right there. Alex Huffman running in the 15th position. Gabriel Ellison came off of pit road with the lead. Hunter in second there. There's Brandon Zimmerman in third. Jonathan Cogswell and Matt Grenier. Your top 5 here at Daytona. You're watching the Bluegrass Cup Series live on Ultimate Dirt TV.
This cost exactly what the 48 of Mo Abbott and the 12 of Frankie Barroso needed to get themselves back on the lead lap. Barroso's in position along with the 80 of Ryan Campbell, the 94 of
Bobby Hall Jr.
94 of Bobby Hall Jr. and the 84 of Farmer there. They're all in position to get the wave around. There you see the rest of the field coming down pit road, getting quick top off, getting back out. Jason Bridges going to cycle around to the lead. Brian Terry Mo Abbott finds himself back into third from that.
Well, there's Keith Hackney coming back out in 10th. Lights are out on the pace car.
Strategy, baby, strategy. Let's go number 69. That is Tasha. she threw me off a little bit because changed the profile picture from what it was yesterday. Bridges and Terry going to lead us off on the front row here tonight. Bridges going to choose the outside. A little bit surprised on that one, but good to see those two drivers up front. Bridges with a good run last night. Just not quite able to be there at the end of the race.
You know, talking about Tasha real quick, isn't it pretty neat to have a spouse or partner, girlfriend or something like that support you? It's something you love to do. Keith Hackney's been racing all week, and every time you see Keith Hackney racing, you see Tasha.
She's there.
She's there. Cheering him
Look at
on.
this. Look at this. All those drivers on the bottom line, all pitted, besides Mo Abbott. That leaves Bridges all out by himself. Green flag back in the air. Brandon Terry gets a great jump. It's like we're cautions back out.
And this might be, they needed the field to double up to make it more fair, you would think. Maybe that's what happened.
Well, if you ask me, the drivers made the decision on their own to come down pit road. So the single file restart, more or less, for those drivers would be pretty much exactly what they earned on their own. With the restart the way that it was, and then caution immediately coming back out, and they said it was because the back of the field was still spread out, hadn't got caught up yet. But Jason Bridges, after all on his own, caused him to fall back into third. So he will not be lined up on the front row this time. But
Well,
I feel like the caution coming back out as quick as it did is actually going to scramble this field up and mess things up a little bit for some of these drivers.
Well, I mean, there is options that can happen. They could reline the field up in the original starting positions and clear all black flags when they go back green, if that was the case. Ideas? Never know. I'm not race control. I don't do this. I just drive, right? Once a year, I drive.
It's definitely their call and not ours. It makes me glad to not be in their shoes. Brian Terry's now going to be scored as the race leader from that.
trying to catch up to the pace truck or pace car. Terry coming down pit road. Everybody's coming down pit road.
This is just a top off and get back out there. That's all this is.
There's Terry. He's topped out. He's off. He's back out.
Bridges barely even stopped there. This top 5 right now looks like this: Brian Terry, Mo Abbott, Jason Bridges, Gabriel Ellis, and Matt Grenier. We will see if things maintain.
Well, Bryce, you are able to hear race control. What's going on down there?
Looks like it was a error with race control. He was looking at something else. I don't know exactly what he was looking at. No fault of him. However, he did not catch the back of the field. So when the field went green, he threw the caution. He was actually trying to extend it before they went green. So it was just a bang bang deal, and you know, it is what it is. And it's like they're able to get everything all figured out. A couple of black flags were cleared. We should be going back double foul for this restart here, Steve.
All right. Well, Bryce, something you see a little different. I mean, from dirt track racing to asphalt. Asphalt, we're actually allowed. I mean, same thing in the asphalt series. You extend the cautions. That was what we always do in the dirt side of things. You normally don't see it on the asphalt side. So, I mean, it's not something they do all the time. So, when you don't do it all the time, sometimes it can be easily missed.
Yeah, there's still a lot of confusion going on right now because a lot of what happened is a lot of the field didn't cross the finish line before after they didn't cross the finish line when the caution flag came out. So there's a lot of mumble jumbo right now with race control and the drivers right now. A lot of these drivers don't really know what's going on. So we could see an extension here, a caution once more. And yeah, it's really interesting because when I do your league on Sunday nights, I see a lot of caution flag extensions. And you're right, you don't normally see that here on asphalt. And when we do, it's usually to either, there's debris on the track from an earlier incident, or there's rain, or the track's wet. They're trying to dry the track off. But we don't normally see, or if either point, like a time and scoring deal like this is right now. It happens, but like you said, it's very, very, very rare on asphalt.
So are we going green?
I think so.
All right, the lights are out. The pace car looking to make a hard left-hand turn. The field will be in the hands again of Brian Terry on the inside, and Alex Huffman to his outside. Terry gets a good start there. Green flag is waving. Barney, the iRacing flagman, he's yanking that flag up and down. We're racing here at Daytona on lap number 62. The 2 of Huffman goes to the inside, giving Terry a push. The 48 of Bo Abbott currently that third spot. There is Matt Grenier and Jason Bridges. Bridges comes down behind Matt Grenier. There you see the 80, and this is what's confusing. The 80's been up front on most of these restarts because he can't be restarted that well. But he's shown. Let's see here.
I see 2 laps down.
2 laps down. So something's not right there either.
Well, it
also depends too. Whenever those cars came down pit road with 1 to green, and where they line up too, so they have to line up at the end, the longest line. So no matter if lap cars are involved or not.
I was just gonna say, well, you see, it's like this, and then there's this other thing, and then this one thing, and then he ended up there.
Lap number 63 here at Daytona. We said it's seen a semi-big one. We haven't seen a big one yet. The Truck Series showed that on Monday night. So, we got 37 laps to go. What do you think? Will the big one happen tonight?
Last lap.
Let us know in the chat.
I know with the trends from this week and from earlier super speedway races in Bluegrass and seasons prior, the trends are within the final 10 laps, there will be, quote unquote, the big one. Whether that's 10 laps to go, 5 laps to go, or what BJ said on the last lap.
Last lap,
is
turn 4.
Huffman pulling down to the inside, allowing the field to go by. This could be a good strategy for him. He might have heard what we were talking about, the big one. He might have been thinking about it. I might need to go to the back.
It's a bit of a squeeze for him to pull in right there, back onto the track in front of Doug Newbigging, but heads up driving by Newbigging to back off and let him in there. Jason Bridges now leads the way, being pushed by Travis Twitty in the 29. Ron Motors Jr. in third. There you see Scott Fritz coming back onto the track. Must have finally got all those repairs done. A little surprised to see him pull back out 60 laps down, but he's going to do it. Here comes the rest of the field, put him 61 laps down. Jason Bridges, another good run going for him. Twitty as well right there behind him. These drivers, we've seen them race week in and week out. They struggle from week to week. We'll see them up front every now and then having a good run, and then they end up back towards the back. Here, the last couple of races throughout the week, they've been doing a really good job getting up to the front, spending a lot of time up front, along with the 13 of Brian Terry as well, currently running in 5th. So those guys really doing a good job this week at Daytona.
Definitely. As the 80 leads the top shelf, leading that with the 94 in his hip pocket there. They're trying to get that top line wound up. And they're starting to make some gain now. That's the 80 leading the top of
3 wide. Here comes another.
They're good.
There's Hackney in the 69, currently running in 9th position, pushing Jonathan Cogswell. And Cogswell, he dives to the bottom. Now it's Hackney in the hip pocket of the 94 of Bobby Hope Jr.
Is there any way we can see if the 30 or the 80 of Campbell has front end damage?
Oh, yeah. Let's see here.
It seems like he's just falling more and more back. So, just curious.
Doesn't look right there as though he does. Car still looks clean. Nothing visible on it. There's nothing really to create that parachute. I know what you were looking for there. And you get damage on the front of the car here on these super speedways. It's almost like you just got a parachute holding you back. There's nothing you can do to get going. Car looks like it's clean, and now as they head through the tri-oval, he is starting to move back forward. Could have just been a momentum thing with cars shuffling around. Could have just had to find his momentum, get the outside line tightened back up, get the momentum rolling again for all of them. Getting back into position. I was side by side there momentarily with Mo Abbott.
We got Morris Jr. joining the top line. Remember, the 80 of Ryan Campbell is not for position right now. He is a 1 lap down car. He's 1 or 2 laps down. And he is not in position right now fighting for the for his spot. He is not riding for that 5th place. Just an FYI. But yeah, we see on screen right now, we got the 20. I love this drone cam, by the way. This, I don't know if it was a drone that can go 200 miles an hour. I'm impressed.
198. That's the fastest anybody's gone. I've already looked at it.
You know the saying.
Look at Campbell. Going to give Ron Morris Jr. a little love tap there. Morris Jr. goes to the inside line. There's Campbell now. He's getting a lap back the hard way.
You have 4 drivers that have broken 200, though. Matt Grenier with the fastest speed at 201. Just a little side note.
Yeah, so they are hitting it. Nice.
Just barely. Just 4 of them have.
And here we go. The leader is now the 69 of Keith Hackney. I said, even though, guys, it's showing the 80 in the front, or it was in the front of the pack, he was not the leader of this race. 69 is now the lead, followed by the 31 of Brennan Holder. 113 of Daniel Worthington is riding third. The 76 of Ron Morris Jr. is currently running in that 4th position. And behind him is Jason Bridges. And the outside of Jason Bridges, that is Mo Abbott. And Travis Tweedy behind him. 9th place is Brian Terry. And rounding out your top 10 right now is Gabriel Ellison. So the 80 of Ryan Campbell is not for position.
Great camera work. You know, it's a good thing I purchased that Porsche car. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There was some lucky cameraman got to ride out the the side of the car.
Everybody now starting to find their way to the bottom side. Pit stop's going to be coming here soon. They can make it right about 8 more laps. They should be able to make it to the end of the race. Everybody's starting to find their way to the bottom, looking towards those stops here very soon. Currently leading the way, though, is still Keith Hackney. Brandon Holder in 2nd. Daniel Worthington 3rd. Ron Morris Jr. 4th. Jason Bridges in 5th. There you see Brian Terry. He finds his way to the bottom side. Fuel has got to be coming close. Stops have got to be getting in the back of their minds for everybody to be moving to the bottom like they are.
For them to make it to the end of this race, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, BJ, they have to get to lap 80 to make it to the end of this race.
You don't want BJ telling you how much fuel it takes them to get to the end. We tried that last night. I had to think how many laps took me in the truck series.
Well, hey, last night, okay, my SDK decided to go on the fritz on me, so I had to restart it. So then it showed the first pit stop on my end at 36 laps. Right now, yours and mine are showing the exact same, because I got mine up too, and I can see both of them. And they're showing the exact same. So, they should be able to make it with no problem to lap 80, be right at the edge of their pit window, but they make it to lap 80.
Well, you saw Mo Abbott. He was able to go 24 laps on a tank of fuel. Then you saw 21 laps with Barroso, 20 laps with Morris. So these drivers are on lap 13 and 14 on this run. So they got about 7 to 6 laps left. And potentially extend it, you know, a little bit further than that.
Yeah, they definitely could, and if they could just get that 6 or 7 laps, that should bring them to lap number 80, and that should be able to bring them to the end of this race. It's going to be tight to do it, but they should be able to do it. And everybody right now single filed out, remaining extremely calm and looking at those numbers. I'm a bit surprised to see everybody shuffle to the bottom as quickly as what they did. All single file racing right now all the way around this track, lap after lap.
You know what we need
Really?
for our monitors when we do replays? We need one of those little pencils that you can draw on the screen.
We do need one of those.
That would be cool.
And then Bryce could be... Who could Bryce be? You know, Bryce could be our technical person. He could draw on the screen.
Nick Reynolds.
There you go.
I like it. No, but one thing here, Steve, talking about being technical, these cars right now, they're single filed out. This is still making Keith Hackney burn more fuel because he is now the air pusher. So he is now creating the tunnel that all of these drivers single filed out do not have to experience. So he is burning more fuel than Justin Winters, or excuse me, say he's burning more fuel than the 10th place of Cedric Hunter right now because Keith is now pushing that clean air.
Well, I can tell you this, running dead last in the truck series on Monday night, the drivers running mid-pack could go a lot more further than what I could.
Yeah, because now you have the drag.
Yeah.
Because now you have the backside of that tunnel closing behind you, hitting your rear spoiler. So all that air is not hitting your spoiler, which is adding downforce to your or rear downforce to your car or your truck, and now it's slowing you down just a tad. Same thing now. Keith Hackney, he is now pushing that air. So now he has front end downforce. Now he has to create that tunnel. So that's why drivers who are middle of that pack, the 72, the 1, the 48, the 29, the 77, they're saving most of fuel right now. I bet you if you go to the telemetry right now, they are running half to 3/4 throttle right now. They are saving a lot more fuel than Keith is. Keith is probably is pedal to the floor. Same thing with maybe with Brandon Holder as well. But as soon as you get down to that middle line there, 7th through 15th, 14th place, those are the drivers right now that are saving the most, only running half to maybe 3/4 of throttle right now.
Well, this is the thing. They need to at least go to lap 20 to pit. The top 5. If they could go there, they could make it the rest of the way. Even possibly with a green white checker.
So that's the gamble, though, is we have opportunities to go for multiple green white checkers. There's 3 attempts here for Bluegrass iRacing Series, so you have a gamble to make. You can either come pit as soon as lap 80 hits or lap 20 on your run. This run hits, and maybe not have enough if you don't get past the green white checkered, and if or you wait a couple laps and you absolutely cannot go anymore, and give you a little bit more extra laps. But it's ultimately a gamble right now with 20 laps to go in this race on when to come down and get fuel for these guys.
Definitely. As you look at the speed of Holder at 186 there, 190, fluctuating a little bit. There's Keith Hackney at 187, 188, so he's holding steady. Look a little further back, Rosa 189.
Leader is coming down pit road this time. Leader coming down pit road.
So he cannot make it to lap 20. Gotta make you wonder, if he comes down now, he better save, because if they come down for a green-white checkered, he might not have enough.
No, that's the gamble that all these drivers are going to take. They are not banking on a green-white checkered. As you saw last night in the truck series, green-white checkers are a thing. But that also gives opportunity for those drivers to undercut all these other drivers on track, so they can come back and regain that position on track. As I see that we have the leader, Von Morse Jr., Barroso, Mo, I think Gabriel even called out. Scott First is calling out his pit. So a lot more drivers. 15 of Matt Guneris called out his pit. And here we go. And here's some second round of pit stops. It's going to get really busy here. 88 Winters has now called his pit stop out. It's going to get real busy coming down pit road.
A lot of drivers heading down. You got 7 right there heading down. Ellison, Hunter, Cogswell, Zimmerman, Newbigin. Those are the drivers that have yet to come down pit road. You see them right there. They were right about the mid-pack, so fitting right in with what you were saying earlier, Bryce. Drivers running the mid-pack are going to be able to make it longer. If they could do just that, make it down pit road, get in and out quickly, they'll be set in really good position, especially for a green-white checkered.
Well, there's Brandon Holder right there, the 31 machine. Was one of the first to come down pit road, running in that 12th position. Now Gabriel Elson, Doug Newbigin, Cedric Hunter, Zimmerman, and Cogswell all down pit road. And look at Ron Morse Jr. right there. Now up to 6th.
Leaders on pit road.
And leaders up pit road. And look at the others just go around them. Jason Bridges. There's Brendan Holder in the 31 there. And there's Keith Hackney. So when they cycle back around, it's going to be Holder, your race leader. Hackney is second.
Actually, no. Cedric Hunter. Well, yeah, they'll pass him here. Actually, they could blend out really well right here. They could have been a great pit stop for Cedric, Gabriel, Brandon, and Doug. This could be a great pit stop for them. They can come back out. Well, this field is going to blow right by them. That's a guarantee. However, they're able to regain back at the end of the lead pack, and they should be able to stay in this fight.
As you see the 7 there giving a push to Zimmerman, there is the 77 of Ellison. Brendan Holder will take the lead right there with Keith Hackney in his hip pocket and Jason Bridges. Your top 3 here at Daytona. There's Cedric Hunter, a little back there with Gabriel Ellison, Brandon Zimmerman, Doug Newbigin, Daniel Worthington. And there's the 88 Justin Winters, Adam Lancaster in the 14. And there's Alex Huffman currently running in the 13th position.
You know, it's almost funny when you think about it. 2 packs going right now, and both of them are currently led by a lap car. You got the 80 of Ryan Campbell leading pack 1, and the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. leading pack number 2. Almost comical when you look at it like that and think about it. Sounds like a little bit of contact was made with somebody moving and changing lines. Just heard one of the drivers mentioning that they were not clear when they did so.
You know, one thing you bring that up, BJ, with the lap cars leading both packs. What does that also do for the second place car of both of those packs? That saves the second place car in those packs the fuel, and that makes the leader of Brandon Holder right now is saving fuel with Keith Hackney behind him, also saving fuel. So this is actually helping the leader and second place save fuel right now.
Well, that second pack, they need to go single file so they can get caught up to this lead pack. Right now, there's just a lot of weaving and waving going on, and that's not going to help them gain up to this lead pack if they want to get up there. As look at Russo there on the outside line is starting to form with 6 cars to the outside. You see the one of Scott Fritz there too. There's the 48 of Mo Abbott. So you got, you're sitting there as a driver. You know how to get up there. You just need everybody else to follow along with you so you can get up there. 16 laps to go.
And we saw this last night, Steve. You don't necessarily have to run single file to catch the pack. I was in a pack where we were racing 2 wide like this, and we were still catching the leader pack. But they don't need to be racing each other. Stay in your individual lines. No side drafting. If I'm the bottom line, I run the apron. If I'm the top line, I run the wall. I do not attempt to side draft any of these drivers. I attempt to catch this lead pack, but as I say that, the lead pack is single filed out. This is not good for the double wide pack.
It is not. I mean, the best advice is to single file out in the second pack and just go for it. Just run it out. Don't race each other. But, who am I? I'm a one-hit wonder.
You said it, not me.
Hey, the bad thing is, Bryce, it took me one race to get top 5. It's taken you how many this season?
Have you had a top 3 yet? Nope. I don't want to hear it.
Give me one more race, I can be.
I was going to say the bad thing of it is you could take out both ways calling a one-hit wonder because you did take one hit coming out of turn 4 to the end of the race too.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some more drivers in this second pack now, starting to single file just a little bit more. Just 3 cars left on the outside line. Still not gaining ground on the front pack. Front pack is completely single filed out, doing exactly what they need to do, sitting their nose to tail. They're actually spread out a little bit right now in that front pack, just pushing their way forward.
So there's lap times, BJ.
Is there any way we can get a delta difference between the leader of the 31 of Holder and the 13 of Brian Terry? See what the difference is?
Oh, not really.
Well, there's
Okay.
Brian Terry's lap time up there. You see that on the screen now. Let's go to Brendan Holder's.
6976.
47.
So the second pack is moving faster. Because second pack was 46.976. Brandon Holder was into 47. So second pack is moving faster. By about 0.4 of a second, to be exact.
We saw this last night, and my pack was catching the lead pack with, kind of around the same laps to go, 13, 12 laps to go. But we had a caution fall in our favor, and don't know what's going to be happening. We're heading into that, like I said earlier, we're heading into that 10 lap to go range where the big one is bound to happen because these drivers are going to get more and more aggressive because not only is all the playoff spots are locked, now you're racing for money. This is now turned into a money race.
There you go,
So-
BJ.
Our leader just called out a pit stop.
Well, BJ, look at this. So we're sitting right here with Brian Terry. And if you look at the battle box,
Hackney Holder both down pit road as well.
well, we mentioned
They
they came
have
down pit
Campbell.
road a couple of laps earlier. Could they go green, white, checkered? But now there is the gap there, BJ. If you look at the battle box between Jonathan Cogswell or Brian Terry and Jason Bridges.
Right about 4-second gap. See if that starts to close here down the back straightaway. And it actually is not. Lead pack is pulling away right now as they head down the back straightaway.
Caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway.
David
All right.
Farmer. And the 97. Oh,
Okay.
that was just kind of.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Like I said, what were we? 10 to go. Called it.
That wasn't a big one, though.
It
It
wasn't,
wasn't a big one, but it was
No.
the caution. Now all these guys are going to come down fuel.
But this
and
is
make
my
it.
question. Now you look. I don't know how. I can't say that.
Say it. Say it.
No.
Say
Nope.
No.
it.
So what it looks like to me was he was pushing Alex Healy, trying to get some momentum build up, caught the left recorder just a little bit, shoved Alex Healy up. He tried to get back in behind him and accidentally got his left recorder penalty. That's what we're going to go with.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good. Why not
Yeah.
throw a conspiracy theory in there? I mean, hey,
I'm not throwing a conspiracy theory
I
in
didn't
there.
say
I'm
you.
just analyzing the situation.
yours is probably more correct than mine.
I get the feeling I know where yours is going, but I'm going to play it nice, and I'm just going to go with an analysis.
Send you a message to see if we're on the same page and if I'm thinking the same thing. BJ.
All right. Coming to 9 to go when it crossed the start finish line here at Daytona. With caution number 4 of the night. Show 6 on the board. That's for the 2 stage breaks. My thing, Bryce, is why would you ask BJ what I'm thinking?
I'm just not going to say it.
You should ask me and I'll say yay or nay. But you know what? BJ's my little my sidekick, so he should know what I was thinking.
Here, so, just so you feel included, let me message you when I message him.
I'm pretty sure you're thinking the same thing. Being led off right now.
He was right. He was thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah, leading the field right now is the 71 of Cedric Hunter. Gabriel Ellis in second. Brandon Zimmerman third. Doug Newbigging finds his way back up in the top 5. He's in fourth. Ron Morse Jr. up 20 positions right now. He finds himself in fifth. Currently our biggest mover of the race, Brian Terry, in the number 13. He sits in 8th spot right now, up 21 positions. We saw him leading laps earlier. Still sitting in good position, still within the top 10. I don't know.
No, I will not get drunk with you and party tonight.
Oh, but I was taking work off tomorrow for it.
I have to go to work with a hangover. That ain't going to work.
I have to go climb on a roof. I definitely don't drink on work days.
Lights are off on the pace car. We're fixing to go back to green. Hey, guess what? That means the field is bunched back up. When we go back green, it'll be 7 laps to go. This is the time you're going to see Alex Huffman get on that loud pedal, make some peculiar moves in the field tonight. Try to pick up the win. He's been hanging out there playing it safe. He's been hanging out there playing it safe. Ellison scored as your race leader. Hunter in second there. Brandon Zimmerman, Doug Newbigging, Rod Morris Jr., your top 5. Jason Bridges, Jonathan Cogswell, Adam Lancaster, Brian Terry, and Justin Winters, your top 10. Got to speak to Justin Winters last week. Pace car making that hard left-hand turn down pit road. The field's in the hands of Cedric Hunter. We're back to racing Daytona with 7 laps to go. The inside line, Cedric Hunter, a good start for him. You look at Zimmerman, he's not in his hip pocket, that's for sure. And that's going to allow Ellison to get the lead on outside momentarily. They stay side by side out of turn number 2. Coming down the back straightaway. Doug Newbigging in the hip pocket of the 77 of Ellison. And he has Jason Bridges right behind him. Brian Terry 15. As you see, 3 wide action mid-pack there. I believe that's the 80. No, that's Rod Morris Jr. to 76. The 31 to his outside of Brandon Holder from Mammoth Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning the way it sits right.
Holder into the outside wall there.
Wreck behind him, wreck behind him.
Ooh, big wreck for Mo Abbott. They're getting involved in that one. A couple of other drivers there. But once again, it looks like we're going to be coming to another green-white checkered. Bobby Hall Jr., Travis Twitty, and it looked like one other driver there was involved in the start of it. Looks like it's going to be Frankie Barroso.
So you look at there's Holder. 3 wide, hits the outside wall. You got to wonder, Twitty. Let's go back.
Definitely what it looked like. Looked like Twitty went to make a defensive move and come down from that situation. Saw him up there and looked like he started to come down, caught the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. And 3 of those drivers just going around just past the tri-oval there. It's the second car we've seen catch the wall in the tri-oval. Starting to wonder if maybe, Bryce, you might have been right and tires coming into effect.
Yeah, I know. Even in real life, in all 3 series, the tri-oval is the most treacherous part of this track because it is the highest speed portion on this track, and it's also part of the least banking besides the straightaway. So it's a small turn, and in most of the tracks, it's also one of the skinnier parts of the track as well. So all these cars get bunched up. So it's just a tight a left-hand turn. And yeah, tires could be playing a factor right now.
So here's the onboard on Travis Twitty. And you can see the 31 of Brendan Holder there up ahead of him.
It's like he tried to make an evasive maneuver and collected other drivers.
So there's Holder.
Looks like Holder got tagged into the wall. Now Twitty has nowhere else to go. I don't know if he's on the brakes or was trying to let off and got tagged from behind or what. But
it really looked like he drifted down just a little bit right there when he saw Holder. Like a realization moment of, oh, Holder's in the wall. I better bring it down a little bit, make sure he's got plenty of room to come off the wall, and then just catch the nose of Bobby Hall Jr., who probably was blind to the fact that Holder was in the wall past Twitty. So, past Twitty. So it's there's a lot going on in such a short amount of time for drivers to react, and things just went downhill for some of them. But I do think, I started to mention it right before the caution came out, I do think it is worth mentioning in the top 6, we have 5 Lucky Duck drivers making up 5 of our top 6.
Well, they got their Lucky Duck sitting right beside them.
But Gabriel Ellis and Cedric Hunter, Doug Newbigg, Brandon Zimmerman, and Jonathan Cogswell, all Lucky Duck drivers, all sitting right there, right in position to take the entire top 5. What a clean sweep that would be for those drivers.
Yeah, it definitely will be. But one thing too, BJ, I want to bring up is, in the last green flag pit stops, they all stayed out one more lap. They all came in together and they all left together. And where did they end up? The end of the first pack. And what did the leaders of that first pack do? Come down pit road. So that green flag sequence for that Lucky Ducks team was flawless. They did an amazing job on and off pit road to regain up to this first position.
Very, very true. The lights go out on the pace car. These drivers going to be doubling it back up. One thing that I'm going to be honest with you, it really bugs me. Brandon Zimmerman is the only Lucky Duck driver without a 7. But he's in the Lucky Ducks chat, so I'm going to say he's a Lucky Ducks driver, but he's the only one without a 7 on his car. Cogswell's 27, Ellison 77, Newbigging 7, Cedric Hunter 71, Aaron Smith, who may possibly not be back the remainder of the season, number 70. So where did the 20 come from?
And he's not even a multiple of 7, so I can say it was like a 21 or a 28 or what, but nope.
It's gonna bother me.
Conspiracy theories going on now about the 7s.
It's gonna bother me, Steve.
Oh.
Watch out for the big one here.
Well, there ain't
These
many
drivers
cars
are
left.
There are not many left. No, you're absolutely right. But this is where racing, even real life, ultimately kind of kicks off because, you have 3 laps to make a move, and a lot of these drivers in the back of this pack, they want up to that front. The people up front want to hold that spot.
Well,
so there's going to be a lot of racing.
Keith Hackney is restarting with 2 laps to go, where I was on Monday night.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, that's for sure. Pace car making a hard left-hand turn down pit road. Here we go. Hopefully for the final time, the final restart. The green flag is waving. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Gabriel Ellis getting a good push by Doug Newbigg. Cedric Hunter and Zimmerman pushing on the outside as they head into turn number 1. Oh, look at this. 3 wide.
3 wide. Contact being made.
Oh, Terry, watch out.
Ripple effect. Everyone's able to keep it good. It's almost 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. As we're on the backstretch right now, the leaders of Gabriel Ellison and Cedric Hunter are still battling side by side. The middle of the pack is not formed whatsoever. We're still 3 wide in the middle of the pack. The field enters now in turn number 3, the bottom line with Ellison, Cedric Hunter, and Douglas able to pull out. Bridges right there to pull up. Excuse me, he's had to pull out on that third line as well. The outside line is now filled with Cedric Hunter coming on the short chute, heading onto the front stretch. 1 lap to go here in the Cup Series.
Drivers shuffling. Go ahead. Say drivers shuffling around quite a bit, but still managing to maintain their line. Doug Newbigging squeezed in that second position right behind Gabriel Ellison. Cedric Hunter leading the outside line. Here comes Jason Bridges. Big move to the outside. Wreck happening down the back straightaway. Gonna be Hunter, Hackney, or Huffman, Hackney, and I'm not sure who the other driver involved in that one was. Leading the way right now is Gabriel Ellison through turns 3 and 4.
Go ahead.
Gabriel Ellison comes out of turn number 4. They're beating and banging behind him. Jason Bridges goes and spins to the inside. You're breaking all behind Gabriel Ellison. Gabriel Ellison comes and takes the win here in the Bluegrass Cup Series.
Good run for Gabriel Ellison, Cedric Hunter, and Doug Newbegin, your top 3. Alex Huffman comes home at 15th. Hackney will come home with heavy damage in the 16th position. But what about it? The 77 of Gabriel Ellison picking up the win here in Daytona. Hunter and Newbegin.
We do get the Lucky Duck top 5 clean sweep. What a finish. 2-3 wrecks going on the last lap back straightaway, turn 4, and then coming to the stripe as they come to the tri-oval. It was the third one. Absolutely insane. Ellison able to bring it home. He's going to burn it down.
Take a look at this. There's where Huffman and Hackney make contact. That was the first part of the contact. Saw Huffman come down a little bit, and Hackney went up a little bit there. More just a racing deal, that part right there. Holder involved. There's Jason Bridges, the 3 wide. Him and Zimmer make a little bit of contact.
Pit.
There's Ron Morris Jeter to 1 of Scott Fritz. Let's take a look at your race results here. Picking up the win, Gabriel Ellison, Doug Newbegin, Cedric Hunter, Brandon Zimmerman, Jonathan Cogswell, Adam Lancaster will come home 6th, Matt Grenier in 7th, Brian Terry comes home in 8th, Frankie Broso in 9th, 10th beat Ron Morris Jr.
11th, we have Daniel Worthington, Jason Bridges, Brandon Holder, Justin Winters, Alex Huffman, rounding out your top 15. That's going to be Keith Hackney, Ryan Campbell, Mo Abbott, Travis Whitty, and Bobby Hall Jr., your top 20.
Finishing 21st, we got David Farmer, 22nd, Alex Healy, 23rd, Brad Neer, 24th, Scott Fritz, 25th, Tony Iverson, 26th, Mikey Neal Jr., 27th, James Seawright. These are all the DQs at the end of the race, and the race control of TJ Hanley.
All right.
Looks like we have everybody down the staging area.
No.
Let's see here. I was looking at the wrong one. I was like, well, he didn't finish in. My bad.
Let me do this for you. There. Is that better?
Thank you. All right, coming home in 3rd place tonight, car number 7, Doug Newby. Congratulations.
I got second. What do you mean? Come on.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
They did.
Well, this scoring versus the other scoring show difference. So that shows you how tight it was.
1/1000th of a second difference.
So
Oh, man.
the results of the board are correct. The results on the time of score that I see is incorrect. Well, you came home in second. Let's just go with that. So so that way you're correct on that. My bad. It's been a long night. It's been 2 hours.
It has been. Yeah. It's definitely been a night.
So,
Oh god.
so tell us about the last restart coming to the checkered.
We kind of planned it out because originally it was like we had that long green flag run, right? And we were no matter what we were gonna finish 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the plan. But then the Kasha came out with Farmer and Alex, so it's like, all right, well, we controlled, the whole top 4, and we had Cogswell a little bit behind us. I think he was in 7th at the time, so it's like, okay, well, we could just easily control this, and then next caution happened, refile, Cogswell gets up to 6, and now it's 2 on the bottom, 3 on top, and we just made a plan where it's like, if this happens, we're gonna do this. If this happens, this. The whole idea was stick together until like the final lap, then or really just last corner or whatever final lap, just go crazy. So I mean, it really worked out great for us there. I mean, we were all timed up well, and we knew to kind of race each other a little bit easier, but at the same time, we were pretty aggressive with each other. So worked out pretty good in the end.
Definitely. I mean, it was a good showing, definitely for your team. That's for sure. So you take.
Yeah.
We're off this coming up week. Come back up for playoffs.
Interesting.
So, well, you don't know your own schedule?
All I know is that tonight was Daytona. It's like, all right, finally, it's like,
Right?
here we go.
Well, you get a break and you get time to practice for the playoffs next week.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your goal going into the playoffs?
My goal actually started at the beginning of the season when I pray to God that I used up all my bad luck so far this season. After I think I broke 20 toe links at least. Really hit it for my team. Probably cost them a lot there. But I mean, I've literally only I think this is my third top 10 finish this whole season, even though I'm so high up in points, which is just stupid. But I've been carried by stage points based this whole season. But plan is going to playoffs, finish 3rd at Watkins Glen, 2nd here. We're going to bring that momentum into our first playoff race and continue on there. I mean, I'm definitely looking to make a way like Final 4, at least championship run. Definitely. I think it's in the cards. I just have to get more consistent. That's going to be it for me really in these races and not making any mistakes. So we'll be good.
Awesome. So that means when we come back to the playoffs, first race for the playoffs, you going to let us do an in-car cam with you?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We jinxed the 2 drivers tonight, so.
Oh, well, all right. Now.
Oh, well, that's a way to lead off.
Right.
Yeah, there you go, huh?
Just tell someone that we wanted to have their face cam and tell them 2 seconds later that we jinxed the guys that had it tonight.
Well,
Yeah.
That's all right.
Good plan. Good strategy.
but the other two nights is very successful. So I mean, 2 out of 3. Weigh your odds. You see what I'm saying?
I'll consider it then. We'll consider maybe like for the first playoff race. We'll see what happens. With the people with webcams in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
And if they do good, then I'll include myself.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
All right, go ahead and take those fine sponsors, make it all possible for you tonight.
Yeah, man. Roast Gems Coffee, best coffee on the planet, in the world, in the galaxy, even, believe it or not. Rated number 1 by, I don't know, like aliens. Who knows? But Killer Lucky Ducks, one word, 15% off. That's a steal, We got jcconcepts.net. If you need RC parts, that's where you go to get them. Great people. Simrap Market for giving the base of this scheme, and looks beautiful, looks great. And then Lucky Duck Motorsports, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finish. I mean, you don't see that often. I don't even know if that's happened. We just outdid Hendrick Motorsports at Dover, right? I mean, who could have thought that was going to happen? Call the record books, but yeah. And then you guys for broadcasting this race, Bluegrass, Jason for putting this on. Yeah, it's been fun regular season. And gonna bring it on for the playoffs.
Well, did you all have little ducks sitting beside you, little squeaky ducks?
Yeah, yeah, we're actually getting them imported. If we win the championship, meat ducks will be sent to their house. So
there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Coming home in second tonight, Doug Newbigin. Thank you for being a good sport with us with your post-race interview. Good luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, no problem, man. Good talking to you guys, like always.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, BJ, why don't you talk to our third place finisher?
That's right. I've caught up with the driver coming home in third tonight, the 71 of Cedric Hunter. A clean sweep for the Lucky Ducks here tonight. What a finish to come home in second.
Heck yeah, man. It was really, really fun, interesting. It was really good teamwork. Unfortunately, well, I guess in the end it all worked out. Unfortunately, we were hoping that the caution wouldn't come out with about, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 10 laps to go or so. At that point, I felt like we could have gotten the top 5 finish while being like a 5-second gap. And when the caution came out, we were kind of thinking that our race was going to kind of be in other people's hands at that point. And then thankfully we were able to keep our positions, work together, and get our first top 5 sweep. So that's super exciting for Lucky Ducks. And yeah.
So the regular season is over, heading into playoffs now. Obviously, you're going to be thinking you got a good shot at taking a championship. What is your thoughts? What is your plan for the remainder of the season?
My plan or thoughts. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Hopefully just try and stay consistent. So far, Alex has done, I'm pretty sure he won the regular season championship, if I'm not mistaken. Based on the point gap and stuff like that he had. So I have to try and do better with stages. I gave up a lot of stage points this season. So kind of just gave away that regular season championship. But I felt like we've been pretty consistent. Whether or not Aaron's going to show up, I guess we'll see. He's going to be probably the favorite if he does show up. And if he doesn't, it's kind of out there for anybody to grab. So we have some really good tracks on the schedule. I'm really looking forward to it. And, I just want to be able to put myself in that position going to Phoenix to be able to race for that money. So we'll see. We'll just try and do what we've been doing and see how it plays out.
All right, we'll go ahead and thank you, sponsor shout-outs. Everybody who helps make it possible for you.
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout-out to all the Lucky Ducks guys that showed up tonight, obviously sweeping the top 5. Congrats to all my teammates out there. I want to give a huge shout out to Roasted Gems Coffee for being the best coffee that I have ever tasted. And I'm not just going to say that because they're on the car. I actually mean it. So, if you haven't tried it, I strongly recommend it. You can use code Lucky Ducks for 15% off your purchase. And Shady Designs and everybody else that's not only on my car but on my teammates' cars and that supports the team. So I want to give a huge shout out to all the fans out there tuning in and you guys for doing what you guys do.
All righty, well, congratulations on your third place finish and good luck in the playoffs.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, that's Cedric Hunter coming in third place tonight. Looks like, Bryce, you're going to have our race winner.
Hey, Gabriel, it's Bryce, BJ, and Steve up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, what a call on that final green flag pit stop, man. What's going through your mind on that?
Yeah, we had our Lucky Duck Motorsports cars all synced up there, and we just saved as much fuel as possible to try to go as long as we could. Because once we got that early yellow at the beginning of the last stage, we knew, you can make it on one stop. So we figured, save as much as we can, and we'd have the green light on the back end to push as hard as we wanted to. And we all got in and out of the pits pretty good. And I think we had four. I think one of us got left on pit road, made a mistake or something. But we had 4 of the 5 of us, kind of breakaway. And if I say green, I think we were just driving off in the sunset. But of course, Daytona's going to Daytona. So, but yeah, we got a Lucky Ducks top 5. We were, we had both lines right there. So, great teamwork to those guys, and really glad I was able to get me a win, get some playoff points, get a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. I believe we're at I think all 3 series. We have next week off for Labor Day and then Labor Day week. And week after that, I think we're all at New Hampshire. So how's that track feel for you?
Honestly, not too great, but those flat tracks, I don't know, I did win Gateway, but I feel like the flat tracks give me a hard time. I don't know. I'll definitely have to put some laps in. I'm sure I'll be okay. Just going to have to do a little bit of practice. It'll be a tough one.
I'm sure you'll be just fine, brother. So go ahead and shout out those sponsors, family, friends, wherever you have for us tonight.
Yes, sir. Huge shout to Shady Designs, the main scheme on the car. Huge shout Roasted Gems Coffee, best coffee ever invented. RS Button Boxes, all the rest of the Lucky Ducks partners. And huge thanks to you guys at Bluegrass and the broadcast.
Well, we definitely appreciate the kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your race winner, the 77 of Gabriel Ellison.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's definitely been an exciting 3 days here at Daytona with the Truck Series and with the Xfinity Series and with the Cup Series. What more could you ask for? And BJ, it was some awesome racing. What'd you take away from this weekend?
I kind of want to get back into super speedway racing.
It does. It makes you kind of want to get back in it now.
It really does.
Bryce, what do you take away?
That the fun time's over. It's time to now get to work because, ladies and gentlemen, we're playoff racing. This is for a championship. We're racing for some good payouts and good paydays here. So it's time to get buckled down, get practicing, get real racing because it's going to come. I mean, these next, how many races, 8 races, 9 races we have, they're no joke. They're no slouches. So, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm in the playoffs for the Xfinity Series. So, man, it's time to go playoff racing.
Definitely. One thing I took away was, as a league owner myself and being a part of Ultimate Dirt TV broadcasting these other leagues, I always find it really neat to drive with the drivers, in different leagues, because that means you're supporting them one way or another, and you're getting to feel what they're going through. And that's something I got to feel through with being here Monday night in the Truck Series. I had a blast, made some mistakes, had someone badmouth me, but that's okay. I forgave them. It's part of racing. They just didn't want me to mess up their championship hopes, but they did it to themselves at the end. But at the end of the day, it was nice competing with a different set of drivers, people that you've kind of interviewed throughout the year or the season. I enjoyed myself. Like I said, I came home with a top 5 finish, something I can hang my hat high on. And who knows? Maybe you see me next season at Daytona. Never know.
I mean, yeah, you never know. I mean, you're always more than welcome to race with us. I think from now on, I don't believe any driver is allowed to come up or down to another series. I think those series are now locked. So, fortunately, all those drivers are coming down between those series are now uneligible because now we're playoff racing for championships. So, if you're a Bluegrass driver thinking about coming down for another race, you have missed your opportunity. There is no more coming down. All 3 series are now playoff racing. It's time to go win a chip.
Well, Tasha, thank you for tuning in tonight, bestie. Appreciate you tuning in. Gotta thank Keith Hackney for making it possible for me on Monday night. And like I said, you know what? If you want me to race for you next Daytona, whoever, anybody, all you gotta do is get in contact with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Steve McMillan along with BJ Duvall and Bryce Hunter. We're going to say thank you, God bless, good night, have a safe Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you at New Hampshire for the playoffs.